Hello everyone and welcome back to the pursuit of health, wealth and happiness. My name is Nate if you're new, and welcome to another episode of Pretty Bristol Terrace. I realised that 6 months ago yesterday, we actually got the keys to this house. We have been renovating this house for 6 months, which I can't believe. We've come so far, yet there still feels like there's so much to do. So I thought that for today's video, I would take you on a full tour of the house, because it has been 6 months since the empty house tour, and I can just talk you through what we've done, what there's yet to do, and just give you a bit of an update on what's going on. If you're new to my channel, I've been documenting our whole renovation journey. There's a whole playlist if you want to know a little bit more in detail what we've been doing, specifically some rooms that we've completed like our living room and our dining room, maybe even some how-to videos like how to restore original wood floors. So if you're interested in all things renovation, go ahead and check out those videos. So yeah, I'm excited to take you on a 6-month mid-renovation tour. Cody's not here today to film me, so I'm gonna have to be director and presenter in one, so we'll do it together. So let's go, starting at the front door. Okay, so this is the front door. This is the entryway. As you can see, we've not done anything to the hallway. We have, of course, demolished it and made it worse than it actually was, but if you didn't see the empty house tour video, we had laminate here. So we ripped it up. We wanted to perhaps toy with putting in tiles, and we just haven't gotten around to doing it. But honestly, I think it's worth having waited because of trawling through the house. I think it probably makes sense to do your hallway last so nothing gets bashed or ruined. Now this, and also this, we found it really bizarre that the previous owners had basically put white wallpaper on the walls. So we made it our mission to take off the white wallpaper, and we thought maybe we would panel, maybe paint, or maybe put some wallpaper on top. But we discovered that we weren't pulling off wallpaper, we were pulling off lining paper, which you shouldn't do, which explains why it was so very difficult for us to remove it. So when we found out what we were pulling off, we stopped, and we haven't really touched it since. But the hallway is our next task because it's really the only room that's really left that isn't really working for us. So we are going to get some flooring, whether we do laminate, maybe herringbone, or maybe faux tiles, maybe real tiles. But I think my preference is to keep it in keeping with the Victorian era. I would like some Victorian tiles, whether they're real or faux, and have a pattern and just really lighten this room up because there's obviously no windows in the hallway. So I feel like a nice light pattern that gives a nod to the Victorian era would be quite nice. And then whatever the flooring is, then we'll decide what to do with the walls, because obviously we don't want it to be a major contrast and not match. So in the hallway we have a storage issue. Now in terms of coats and shoes, you actually have to go into the dining room and into a cupboard, which doesn't really work when you're coming in from here with wet shoes and coats. So at the moment we're using this shoe rack as a dumping ground, but I think what we'll do is when the floor's done and when the wallpaper's done, we'll get a unit that can be a little drop-off zone here, maybe a shoe rack, and put some pegs on the wall here. Not too much, just enough for the initial door drop. And then I think we'll also put in some very thin storage units here because it's a very long corridor, and I don't know if it will look a bit bare if there's no sort of storage or something. And to be quite honest, all throughout the home, you'll see as you come through with me today, there is a lack of storage in this house, so I just feel like you can never have enough storage. So that's the hallway. The first room in here is the living room, which we absolutely love. This is the first room that we completed, which has been really nice that when we're doing the rest of the house, we at least had a room that was done, that was peaceful and nice to sit in. So previously this room was white and it had a beige carpet. We restored the original wood floors, which have come out amazingly, and we've put a really nice green on the wall. It's called Faro and Bull French Grey. We also panelled the top and painted it white. We added some blinds. These blinds are from Wayfair. They were the only ones that fitted that very specific window on either side, which was great. And we of course have had to buy some furniture. We didn't have any furniture, so we've bought some new sofas and a new rug. The sofas are from, I want to say, DFS. The rug is from Dunelm. It's a very super soft carpet, and it also gives a nice contrast to what is quite plain on the wall and plain on the floor. The coffee table we bought from our old house. The skirting was already there. We added a lip because where we ripped up the carpet, there left a gap. So in order just to close that gap, we added a little lip just to give it a final touch. And actually I really like the lip. I think it makes it look more put together. In terms of this room, we've toyed with putting in a log burner. So I think there's something missing there. And I think it would make it look super cozy, and everyone loves a log burner. Here just needs a little unit. Obviously we need to fill up the shelves a little bit more with some bits and bobs. I guess the door needs a little bit of work. So all the doors are really good doors. They're solid wood, but they've been painted probably quite long ago. They're a bit scuffed, a bit dirty, so they need a sand and a new lick of paint. I would love wood doors, but I think it's just going to be too much work to try and strip it. But that's really the final things to do in this room, so we really like it. And if you want to know a little bit more in detail, we've got videos on the whole living room transformation, we've got a video on restoring the floors, and we've got a video on painting this room, so check that out if you want to know a little bit more. So following on, we then have our staircase. Now previously the staircase had blue carpet, so of course day one we ripped that up. We really wanted a runner with bars that just make it look a bit more put together, a bit more finished, but the bars alone were £300 or £400, so we did not go for the bars. We just went for the runner, stripped the wood floor, painted it white, just gives it a bit of a clean look. This is also lining paper, the same as the hallway, so having learned from our mistake, we haven't touched it, but it's just whether we do something different from the hallway landing upstairs, or whether it would flow nicely to do it all in one. We're not quite sure. We haven't really got to that point yet, but for now it's been really nice to have carpet, because obviously we have a lot of wood here and obviously horrible flooring, so it's nice just to again have a bit of a change. So that's what we've done, which is really nice. And then flowing in nicely, we then come to our dining room, which is the second room that we finished. So we're really pleased now to have two rooms that are finished in terms of renovation and we can just enjoy. Now this room is basically a mirror of what we've done in the dining room. So very similarly, we restored the original wood floors in here, stained it a darker colour. We also wanted a darker colour in here. We wanted like a moody bar vibe, dining, sort of like an old school room. So we decided to go with a colour called Hague Blue by Farrow & Ball. We absolutely love the colour. It does look darker on camera, I must admit, because the lighting is not good. And also that's our garden, it's the back of the house, so the sun at the moment is at the front of the house. So it's not as dark as it looks. It is a very navy, that's more accurate, that's a very navy blue, and I think we need some lamps in here, some candles and things like that. So we also panelled the top the same as the living room to stop it being a blocky colour. And I knew before we moved in I wanted a feature wall, because again this room was white, it was just boring white. It had laminate, and I just thought, why would you have laminate when you can restore the original wood floors and give it some character? So I really wanted a feature wall, and I had in my mind an exposed brick naked chimney, and I love this feature wall. It's so nice. I think it needs a gold vintage mirror just to finish it off. We're not going to put a log burner in here. We have decided to fill the gap with logs, and again I think it's so cool. It gives a bit of texture and it's very quirky, and it goes with the wood that we've got going on. So that's really just sort of the final touches. And then of course we have the alcoves. Yesterday, very excitingly, we found this gorgeous vintage glass cabinet. And I knew in my mind, I said in my empty house tour video, For those who've seen it, you knew I wanted a cocktail bar literally day one, and I had in my mind what I wanted. I wanted to have shelving that displayed glasses, books, bottles, and I knew I wanted something vintage to display the rest, to display books, bottles, glasses, things like that, but was also somewhere that had a surface where you can actually make the cocktails, and then it just means that you're not away from the party or the dinner party or whatever is going on. And again, because this is a Victorian, this house is 123 years old, like I feel like it needs vintage furniture along with some newer pieces to give a nod to the, I guess, the how old it is, and it fits so well. So that cabinet is yew tree, and I mean, I only got it yesterday, so I'm not quite sure if I want to stain it a bit darker, leave it, or paint it, but let me know what you think. I'll open it for you so you can see. It's so cool, and this area is work in progress. Literally played with this yesterday, so that will be another video. And then over here, this is going to be my dedicated work station. Obviously it's a dumping ground at the moment for things that we just don't have anywhere to store. Big window, hatch which we're leaving, and I think this corner just needs a little something as well. I think maybe some bar stools, maybe a little table for some vinyl, something again that's old. We also need some new furniture like dining tables and chairs. I think obviously for now it works, but I think it needs to be a little bit bigger, and I mean, the room is very spacious for a lot of people, so I think an extendable table will work. Finally, if you're wondering what's in this room, this is the room that I said is the cloak room. So when you come into the house, I mean, it's really scary to look at, actually. We're obviously using it to put our tools, paints and things like that while we are, of course, in the middle of renovating. So we just shut the door and pretend that it doesn't exist. But I think when we're done renovating, we'll do some work on that and make it a really useful cloakroom, because obviously where you're going to put your coats and shoes, you have to trawl all the way through. So it definitely needs a very useful cupboard downstairs. So again, I have a video on this room, the dining room transformation, so you can see in a bit more detail what we did and you can see it come together. Now let's move on to the kitchen. Now the kitchen is an extension of the house, and I think it's about 30 years old. We have not touched this, as you can see. It's okay for now. It is okay for what we want. We've got some surface space. The cooker's over there, so as there's only two of us, it's fine. But as you can see, it's very, very dated. The cupboards are old and wonky. There is a lack of storage. Even the window is very old. We haven't touched it, so we're a little bit torn, because basically in this room, again, if you haven't seen the empty house tour video, is the old downstairs bathroom. So back in the day, the bathroom was downstairs. That clearly hasn't been used for a really long time, and we are using it at the moment, again, as a dumping ground, as a bit of a workstation while we're renovating. My idea is to knock this wall down completely, I'll show you the room, and have one really big kitchen dining room. I mean, honestly, it's horrible, but look at the floor space, if you can even get past all the junk. So imagine this wall coming down, imagine double doors here, and just behind this wall is actually the bathroom, the toilet and the sink. So if you can visualize a really long kitchen leading to the garden, double doors, downstairs toilet and sink, then this room would, one, be modern, and two, it would be the right size, because the living room and the dining room are very spacious, and then this kitchen is just too small. On the other hand, the problem is now with Bristol prices, houses are selling whether they're done up or not, and they're going for the same price. So it's whether we pay out the money, perhaps won't add the value that we expect, or whether we do something such as replace the floor, add a bit more storage, brighten it up a bit, maybe add some fake tiles, maybe add some fake surface and just clean it up a little bit. Or also another option is we maybe turn that room into a utility room, again, put up a fake wall, a unit, some storage, maybe even restore the downstairs toilet and just make it a bit more functioning and usable, rather than spending money on a full-blown kitchen extension that may or may not add the value that we expect. Shall we go upstairs? So this is our master bedroom. I stupidly ripped up the carpet. For those who missed the previous videos, that was in here because I had the idea of restoring the original wood floors like we did downstairs, but realised, well, there's a few reasons really, but long story short, we decided that carpet was best. Nonetheless, we've got a really nice brand new beige carpet, which I like. The colour in here was really weird before, and it was offensive to me, so I just decided for now, at least paint it white while we decide what we're going to do in here. We have, as you can see, a lack of storage in this room. The idea at the moment is to do the IKEA Pax hack and put in maybe like a triple wardrobe situation, make it look built in, obviously get rid of what's there. We also have a fireplace here and maybe put some drawers here because it's a really big amount of space. And it's just a shame that the door's there, because it would be good if you could do built-in wardrobes either side, but you can't because the door's there. So I think it needs some big drawers, maybe some shelving, make it look a bit more pretty. And then as you can see here, we're also doing what we did downstairs in the dining room. And I thought, as it's a master bedroom, it would look really cool to also have a feature wall, and I think it just makes it look really cozy. So we're in the middle of doing this fireplace. We need to clean it and whitewash it. We've decided to plaster halfway, going to put a beam in as well, because it looks quite cold, and also it doesn't quite look right to have exposed brick all the way to the floor with carpet. I think it would work well if it was original wood flooring with bricks. So we've gone for this halfway in between, so that's another job that needs finishing. And to be honest, we need new everything in this room. The bed is so old. We obviously need storage desperately, bit of a storage issue, so that's work in progress again. The blinds are from Dunelm. So that's where we are in this room. It's very spacious though, so it's a really good amount of space to work with. Now this room is the second bedroom. We haven't done much in this room. The only thing that I've done is we had leftover paint from the Farrow and Ball French grey downstairs, which completely covered this room in 2 coats. This is Cody's room. Cody works from home and also gives guitar lessons, so students actually come here for guitar lessons, so it's definitely a music room. It's also the space where if people stay over, which to be honest nobody stays over, we probably have people 3 times a year, but when they do, we just have a sofa that folds out into a bed at the moment. It's a shame because the master room is so big and this room is so small, we just can't quite do everything that we want to do in this room. I would love to be able to host people with an actual bed and make it a bit more comfortable, but you can only work with the space that you've got with. As you can see, the doors also up here, that's not dirt, it's the wood coming through. So the landing, we ripped up what was also the blue carpet as well, and there's also lining paper on the wall, but we have this generous amount of space that we don't know what to do with, which is just serving as a ironing station. I think whatever we do to the stairs with the lining paper, we'll just do the same up here. You can see all the like lumps and bumps that come with a Victorian, unfortunately, but I mean, it's a hallway, so you can't really do much. I did toy with the idea of doing built-in wardrobes here as well, but I just don't see us staying here beyond a couple of years. So it's like, do you want to spend so much money on built-in wardrobes that you can't take with you? So I don't know right now. Finally, please excuse the mess. As I say, we have very severe storage issue here. This is our bathroom. It's very spacious. We have a shower, bathtub. We've not done anything to this room apart from we've added these units for, again, a bit more storage. Now, this is all Cody stuff. Please excuse it. Yes, it is all in the bathtub. Hopefully, when we sort out our wardrobe and drawer situation, and storage downstairs, he'll be able to sift through literally everything he owns and has accumulated in his life and be able to sort it, get rid of it, and store what he wants to keep. So we just don't know what to do with this room yet. It's not that old. It's, you know, white. We could just spruce it up a little bit by putting in maybe new flooring, maybe paint it, maybe add some shelves or something like that. Or do we just go for it and put in brand new shower, bathtub, toilet, sink, and make it a bit more modern? Again, the rate that houses are selling in Bristol, we would probably, I would put money on it that we would get the same amount of money whether we do it or not. And again, I don't see us staying here long term, so it's like, do you spend that money knowing that you're not really going to use it? And it might not be to the next person's taste, they might rip it out anyway, but that's what we're working with. So that's the house tour, that's where we're at. As you can see, we have made a really good start in 6 months, but equally, as you can see, there's a lot to do, and we would really value your opinion. So comment down below what you think we should do, especially to things like the kitchen and the bathroom, because we're just not quite sure what we want to do with that yet. If you're new to the channel, as I said earlier, I've been documenting our whole renovation process, so if you've missed those previous videos, please do go ahead and check out those videos and see what we've done step by step. We also have, as you can see, a lot more to do, so we will again be documenting. So if you want to see what we get up to in the future, please do subscribe so you stay up to date. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video and what we've done so far. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and you like all things health, wealth and happiness as well as renovation, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!